Hey YouTube, it's your girl Baby Girl, her first official video. Today I'm going to be talking about grief and the loss of a family member. This is a hard subject for anyone to talk about. I want the takeaway from this video to be that I'm helping someone heal, or I'm helping someone cope a different way. Because some people don't know how to cope with death. Some people try to cope with death and their methods are not working. And I just want to share with you my experiences. I want to share with you my story. And I hope that, you know, that God continues to give you strength to get through. Just like I pray that God helps me get through this because I'm still dealing with it. I'm still gonna be dealing with it forever, and it hurts every day. I wake up brokenhearted every day. But I want to talk about my story. I want to tell you about two people at least that I just lost recently that's been impacting me and like my day to day and how I've been trying to still continue on with my day and do what I'm supposed to do during the day. So the first person I'm going to be talking about is my sister. I just lost my sister February 18th, 2020, and she died of cancer. That day I was at work. I worked with disabled people. So that day I was at work and my other sister called me and she was like, "She's gone." And all I did was freeze. All I could do was freeze. I couldn't say anything, couldn't do anything. All she kept saying was, "She's gone." And once my sister started crying, I knew. Like, I had to snap back into reality, and I knew, like, oh my God, like, I just lost my sister. I was praying for her to pull through. She wasn't supposed to leave. I was asking God, why? Why her? Why would you take my sister away? She was the most beautiful person ever. She was the most kindest person ever. She would give you anything if you asked for it. Like, I kept asking God, like, why? How could you take my sister away from me? And I didn't understand, like, I didn't understand why. And I don't understand why things happen. So my mind just went blank. And I don't, my mom lives closer to my sister, where my sister was staying. And the only thing that I was worried about was crashing my car that day because I'm crying, I'm emotional, my mind is somewhere else, and I'm just like, I get in the car and I'm just scared. So I called my other sister and I told her, I was like, "Stay on the phone with me, please. I'm gonna try to make it to mom's house. Please stay on the phone with me because at least if something happens, you'll know. Like you won't have to find out from anything in the news or anything. Like, please stay on the phone with me until I get to mom's house." So she stays on the phone with me. She's talking to me, and I'm just in the car crying. And she's like, "It's okay. It's gonna be okay." And I didn't know that my sister was already at my mom's house. So okay, I make it to my mom's house, thank God. And I just broke down. My mom just grabbed me. She's holding me. She's crying because my the sister I'm talking about is not my mom's child. It's my dad's child. But my mom loves my other sisters and brothers on my dad's side just as well as she loves my sisters and brothers that came from her. So my mom's crying with me. She's holding me. She's like, "Oh my God, baby girl, I'm so sorry." And my sister's holding me. And my other brother came from downstairs and he's like, "I'm so sorry, sis." And I'm just gone in tears. Couldn't do anything. Didn't want to eat. Nothing. So my everybody's calling me saying, "Oh, okay, so we're gonna meet at her house to say our goodbyes before the coroners pick up her body." And I'm sitting at my mom's house saying, "No, no, 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 no. I'm not saying goodbye to my sister. This is not the day I'm saying goodbye to my sister. Like this can't be real." So I'm sitting there, my legs is shaking, like I have my keys in my hand, and I'm telling my mom, I said, "I can't drive to her house. I can't do this by myself. I can't do it." And my mom is disabled, so she can't drive right now. And she was like, "If I could drive you, I would. If I could take you, I would." She was like, "I don't know what to do." And I was just like, I'm gonna have to drive. I know I'm gonna have to drive. So I was stalling for a few hours because I didn't. Who wants to say goodbye to their fucking sister? And my bad for cussing because I know I'm not supposed to cuss. But who wants to say goodbye to their sister? That is the toughest thing that I had to deal with since losing my stepdad. And my niece. I lost my niece, I think 2010, 2011. But anyways, but yeah, when I lose family members, it's hard for me. So my mom was sitting there saying, I walk with my mom outside. She's like, you need to breathe, you need to get some air. So we went outside, and I just sat on the ground. I sat on the concrete, and I was just like gone. I was zoning out. I don't know what was going on. And my sister was waiting for her kids to get out of school. They went to school up the street from my mom's house. So I'm like, if anything, can you at least drop me off? Because I don't want to drive. I don't want to wreck my car. I don't want to hurt myself trying to get there. And she tells me, she's like, yeah, I'll take you, and I'll just come back and pick up the kids. And I was like, okay. Me being me, I'm very independent. I like to do stuff on my own a lot. So I tell her, like, no, never mind, just stay and wait for the kids to get out. I'll make it there, I'll be okay. So I get in my car and I just start crying again. And it took me a while to pull out of my mom's driveway or parking lot, whatever it's called. It took me a while to, sorry, I have a sore in my ear, it hurts. It took me a while to pull out of the driveway. And I'm driving. I get up, like, not even 5 minutes up the street, and tears just start pouring. I pull over because I just know, like, I'm in traffic. Cars are wanting to go around me already, so I pull over for a little bit, and I try to, like, wipe my face, try to get myself together. I'm like, I gotta be strong because that's what she will want me to do. So, like, a few minutes later, I get there. And I'm calling my little brother, I'm trying to reach my little brother because everybody's like, where's little bro? Is he coming? Is he gonna say his final goodbyes? So I'm on the phone calling my brother. I was like, are you coming? Where are you at? He's like, I'm up the street. But he had never been to my sister's house. So he didn't know how to get into where her apartments were. So we were just waiting for my brother. And then when my brother gets there, they're like, okay, are you guys gonna go upstairs and, like, give her, like, say goodbye? And, like, she's in her living room, like, on a hospital bed. And I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Like, my legs started shaking. I get towards her stairs, and I'm just like, oh my god. Like, but my sisters and brothers went up there with me, and, like, I'm the whole time I'm telling myself, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. And I just look at her, and I immediately had to walk back outside because I didn't want this to be my reality. I didn't want this to be true, but seeing her just, it was real. I'm really saying goodbye. She's really leaving me. And I was just so sad. Then, like, not that long after, me and my little brother, since we were the last ones to get there to say goodbye, the coroners came to pick her body up. And seeing my sister in that blue bag, getting put into that van to go with the coroners, it broke my heart even more. Because she wasn't supposed to go. Not like that. Not this soon. She was still young. She still had a whole lot of things in her life that she wanted to do. And me and my sister would talk. We would talk about, like, the fact that she didn't have kids yet, or she couldn't have kids. And she was always like a mom to all of her nieces and nephews because she couldn't have kids or she didn't have kids. And it hurt me because right when my sister started getting sick, she was like, when are you going to get married to your boyfriend? I want to be there. And she was like, when are you going to have kids? I thought you would have kids by now. Like, you would be a great mom. And it breaks my heart that when I do have kids or when I do get married, she's not going to be here. She's not going to be here. And it hurts. But yeah, she died of cancer, February 18, 2020. I have pictures of her on my wall. I have a memorial wall with her and my niece up there. I'm gonna add my grandma because it's the next person I'm gonna talk about. Um, my sister was giving. She was the person you go to when you just needed to talk. She was always there. She was the most peaceful one out of all of us. But she will get crazy if she has to. And that's what I loved about her. My sister was just, she was like, she was everything to her sisters and brothers. She was everything. She was that mold that kept us together because in my family, like, we'll fight over petty stuff and stop talking to each other for a while, and she would be the one to bring us back together. Cause she's like, this is not how our relationship is gonna go. You need to sit down and talk about it. You need to think about it. This is your brother. This is your sister. Like, she was that one person that you can count on to always calm a situation. She was that one person that will be there when you need her. She'll give you the shirt off her back. She'll let you drive her car. If you're falling behind on money, she'll try to help you get it. Like, that's the type of person my sister was. My sister was a butterfly. And she was definitely a social butterfly. She had so many friends. So many people loved her. We love her. Everybody. She didn't have an enemy in this world. She didn't. She couldn't. Just her personality, the person that she was, just, I just don't understand. And that whole time, as they're loading her body, I go to walk and sit in my car. My car's not too far from it. I get in my car and sit down because I'm just like asking God, like, why? Why did you take my sister away from me? Why is my sister leaving me? I don't want to be in this fucked up world, this messed up world, if my sister is leaving me. I just, to this day, I still can't believe that she's gone. I can't. She just deserved so much more. So much more. She did. She deserved the world. And I just hope and I pray that my sister is watching over me. My sister, losing her like every day since then has not been the same at all. Like, I find myself like I'm just around my apartment cleaning up or something, and I just look at her pictures that's on my wall by my couch, and I just get teary eyed. I cry. I find myself playing songs that were at her funeral, that was in her video, to try to make myself feel better, but all I do is end up crying. But I know that listening to the songs just helps me, remember the good times with her, remember, like, everything. My sister used to never miss a day of telling me that she loved me. Even if we couldn't call each other or we didn't call each other, she would make sure that she messaged me, text me, saying, I love you, sis. I hope you have a good day. Like, we need her. We really do. And I see it now. Like, me and my brothers and sisters are not that close. Like, we all love each other, yes, but, like, we rarely plan stuff to do together. We rarely do stuff together. And I know that like, it's not up to one person to, like, make the plans and make sure everybody gets together. It's on all of us. And, all of us usually have other stuff to do. We all have families, and, well, I don't have a family, I have a boyfriend though, but we all have other stuff going on. We work and all that. So it's hard. But I know that we do need to make more time to be together because that's what she wants. So my coping mechanisms on how I'm dealing with trying to cope with my sister's death is just music. I use music as my therapy. Music has always been my go-to when I'm sad, mad, happy. It doesn't matter. Like, music is my outlet. I do poetry, so I write poems. I do have a poem that I wrote for my sister that I'm so sad that I was not able to say at her funeral because I was just so torn. And I know that I wouldn't have been able to get up and, like, say my poetry without just, like, breaking down, having a breakdown. So I carry the poem with me every day. Mm, I do recite the poem every time I go visit her grave so that she knows that I'm thinking of her, that I love her, and I miss her. I miss my sister oh so very much. But like I was saying, I cope with her death through music. Sometimes I hold a picture of her and I just hug it so tight, and I just let the tears fall. And don't ever let no one tell you that it's not okay to cry. It's okay to cry. Crying is an emotion that you need to let out. Don't hold it in, you know. And know that your loved one hears you. They hear you when you're crying. They hear you when you're saying I love you. They're watching over you. And just know that they might have left you physically, but they're always around you spiritually. They're always around you every single day. And I hope that that warms your heart. I hope that that helps you just feel a little bit better, knowing that just because they left you here on earth doesn't mean they left you forever. They're always going to be there. And you're always going to see that loved one again when your day comes. I always I told my sister the day they let her casket down, I will see you when I get there. And I know she's saving a spot for me. I know she loves me. I know she's watching over me every day. Um, I believe when I went back to work after the fact, I almost got hit by a car as I was driving to work. And I just feel like she was there with me that day. Like she's the one that made sure that nothing bad happened to me. And people may think that's crazy, but angels do exist. Your family members are your angels. They're your guardian angels. They watch over you. They try to protect you. And I'm going to always believe that. Nobody's ever going to change my mind about that. It's hard to lose a sister, brother, grandma, dad, all that. Like, it's losing people it's always going to be a hard, tough subject, hard thing to deal with. Like, some people commit suicide after they lose family members, and that's scary. It really is. God just want people to know that it's okay to grieve. It is not a time limit on when to get over something. There is never a time limit. However long it takes you to not get over it, but for you to feel better, take that time to feel better. Even if it's months, years, or even just short days, like, as long as you are okay, as long as you know that one day you'll see that person again, that's all that matters. Don't ever let no one tell you that you should be over something, or that happened this many days ago, or this many years ago, and how can you still be feeling so sad? Don't ever let no one tell you that. And I'm sorry about the noise in the background. My refrigerator is loud. Um, but yeah, just don't let nobody like try to take away how you feel about something, because your emotions do matter. You matter, your feelings matter, and how you get through things matter. The second person I want to talk about is my grandma. I just lost my grandma, I think 3, 4, 5 days ago. I think maybe on the 20th. I can't remember. But I lost my grandma not that long ago. It hasn't even been a week. Her funeral is 8/29 on Saturday, and I'm so sad because I can't make it. She doesn't live where I live at. She lives very far away from me. She lives 22 hours away from me, and that's by driving. I don't really have money for a plane ticket, and it was short notice when my uncle's telling everybody that her funeral. We thought we would have like at least a week to plan to get there, and then we find out the date, but they had the date already, and none of us can make it that live where I live at. She lives far. So we're all sad about that. We all wanted to go, but money and everything is just like, it's and getting off days of work to go it was cutting it short. So we're gonna be doing a little memorial thing for her where we're at together on the day of her funeral. So rest in peace, Grandma. We love you, and don't ever let nobody tell you that I didn't love you. quick story about my grandma. My grandma used to call me when I got out of school all the time. She used to talk to me and my little brother. Um, my dad again was in and out of my life, so um, it was hard because as a little kid you don't know who loves you, who don't love you, because their actions and their words are totally different. Like my dad will say, "I love you. I'm gonna come see you. We're gonna go to the fair. Blah blah blah," and he doesn't show. So his "I love you" didn't correlate with his actions. His actions always showed something different. So we never felt love. So I know me and my little brother grew up angry. Like we grew up angry at my dad because we just wanted him to be there, to love us, to be that dad that we needed and wanted. But he was too caught up on us having a stepdad. My mom was dating someone, and he couldn't handle that. He couldn't handle that at all. He kept on saying, like, he kept bringing up my stepdad's race. My stepdad was white. He didn't like the fact that we also called my stepdad dad, but my stepdad was there. Like, he was there. We lived right next door to my stepdad. My stepdad never lived with us, which was also like a good thing because, like, my mom wanted to, to keep that separate. Like, that's your stepdad. We just moved in next to him so that it wouldn't be an issue or a problem, whatever. So my stepdad couldn't handle us having a stepdad. He would pull up at my stepdad's house and we'd be outside playing in my stepdad's yard or whatever, eating ice cream. Or my stepdad used to give us ice cream, sodas, candy, whatever. So we used to be outside, like, just spending time with him, spending time with everybody that used to come over to my stepdad's house. And he couldn't handle that. He put up one day to take us to go eat or whatever. He took us to go eat at McDonald's, and you could just tell, like, his energy was off. He didn't really want to be there, but he was doing it to prove a point, I believe, which wasn't right. And I think I was 8. I was 8 years old, so I'm like, not, I'm a kid, but I understand. Like, I could feel your body language. I could feel the energy coming off of you. So I, in turn, didn't want to be there. So I went to the bathroom. My little brother came to find me because I didn't want to come out the bathroom. I just wanted to go home. I wanted to go back to my mom. Like, I didn't want to be there. Me and my brother walked back to the table. He was like, "Oh, your food's here. You're going to eat." I just stared at him like, no. Like, I'm not hungry. I want to go home. So he starts eating my fries or whatever. He bought us a Happy Meal, I think. He starts eating my food, and I'm just like, okay, like, why can't I take it home? Like, you bought it for me to eat, right? Why can't I take it home? He starts eating my food, so that just made me even more irritated. Like, I'm a little kid. Like, I was just over stuff so quick. Then when we leave from eating, he doesn't even take us home. He takes us to this woman's house that we don't know, never met. She has like 2 boys, and he's like, "Go play." How are we gonna go play with somebody we don't know? And how are we gonna go? And why are we at this person's house that we don't know? So that lady cooks. I don't even remember her name. The lady cooks, and he's like, "Come and eat." And I'm like, "We're not hungry. We want to go home." So he puts the plates on the floor in the kitchen. He's like, "Do what I say, come eat." So he's sitting on the couch, like, close to the kitchen where we're at. And I'm just picking at the food because I have a lot of allergies to stuff. So I didn't know everything I was allergic to. So I'm sitting there telling my dad, "I can't eat this. I'm not going to eat this." I don't even remember what the food was, but I remember, like, not wanting to eat it because I was scared that I was going to get sick or something was going to happen to me. So, he got mad because I didn't want to eat. And then we got ready to go back home, and I flew out the truck. He was like, "You're not going to say bye, I love you." I flew out the truck. I went to go find my mom in the house. Like, I told my mom, I was like, "I don't want to go with him anymore." And she's like, "It's up to you, baby girl. I'm not going to make you do something you don't want to do." And then in turn, my brother said the same thing. He was like, I'm good. I don't want to go anymore. Like, So after that, he's like, "Oh, well, your mom's making you say that you don't want to go with me. Your mom's saying this, this, and that." My mom has never, ever, 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 ever told us to feel a certain way about my dad. It was always what we told her, and she would just go with it. Like, "Okay, baby girl or baby boy, like, if you're feeling that type of way, I'm not gonna make you do something you don't want to do." My mom has never, ever, ever made us talk bad about our dad. Anything that me and my little brother said about my dad was from the way we felt, not from what someone else told us. So to this day, my dad doesn't understand that, and it's sad. But anyways, back to my grandma. My grandma died from cancer too. Um, it was crazy because, like, not even a month before that, they said that she had a stroke. So I'm thinking, okay, she had a stroke. My mom had 3 or 4 strokes. So I'm like, okay, if my mom got through it, I'm like, okay, my grandma's gonna get through it. It's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. And then finding out that she died after that, and she had cancer, finding out she had cancer was just new to me. And I was like, wow. And I was like, I wonder how many more of us is gonna get cancer, because this is becoming a thing. So I'm scared. And like, not even before that, I had went to the hospital because I wasn't feeling good. I felt like I was having a heart attack, and I'm young. I'm only 25, so I feel like I was having a heart attack. And I told my boyfriend, I was like, I need to go to the hospital. I need to take me to the hospital. So we get up, we in the shower, we get dressed, and he takes me to the hospital. And due to the pandemic, he couldn't go in there with me. So, and he was also waiting for his test results for that test, so he couldn't go in there with me. So I'm like in the hospital by myself. I'm just like thinking all these things, like, okay, my sister just died from cancer. Like, what's wrong with me? Am I gonna be the next one to go? And I was just like scared, and I just started crying. My boyfriend was like, "Don't cry. It's gonna be okay." So I get in the hospital. I was at the hospital for 6 hours. They diagnosed me with 3 things, and they was like, "Oh, okay. Well, if this worsens, you could be at risk of getting cancer." And I just got scared because I was like, it's like history repeating itself, and like I'm doing all I can to like be okay. I'm taking the medicines they tell me to take. I'm exercising. I'm eating better. All that. Like I don't want to go. I'm only 25. I haven't had the chance to even have a kid or get married, and I want all that. Like I do. Um. Okay. So finding out my grandma died, it shook me because people would say that I didn't love my grandma because of the way my dad treated us, or the way that we just didn't, the way we felt about my dad. Like, I did love my grandma. Like, I don't care what anyone does to me. That's not going to make me stop loving someone else. It's not. And I'm not saying that I don't love my dad. It's just that's a tough relationship. Like, I don't know how to go about that anymore. But I did love my grandma. I do love my grandma. And it's sad that, I'm not going to be able to say goodbye to her. But knowing that my family is doing something down here for her on the day of her death, it makes me feel a little better. We're getting shirts made, we're going to be cooking, we're going to do a candlelight thing for her. So it should be fun. It's going to be a very emotional day, I know, but I know that she's in no more pain, and she's in a better place. I'm kind of confused about. I was first confused about how to feel about my grandma's death, because I was like, oh, well, we weren't really around her that much. And then I started thinking, like, all the phone calls that she did make, and she did used to come out and visit. So I'm not going to say that I didn't know her, but I was little. So it's like, but then, like, that's my grandma. Like, she's one of the reasons why I'm here, because she had my dad. My dad met my mom, and they had me. So, like, I got teary-eyed. I got sad. Like, yeah, I love my grandma. Like, I didn't get to know my grandma on my mom's side because she died before I was born, and I always wanted a grandma. I always wanted to that those relationships with their grandmas were like, you can go to grandma's house and eat. You can go to grandma's house and sleepover. I didn't have that, which is sad. And like knowing that my grandma was gone, it's like, wow, now I really have no grandma. Like, I keep losing people. So yeah, I've been trying to deal with 2 deaths in this year, and I'm just over 2020 already. Um, I just try every day to just get up and do what I'm supposed to do. I'm back in school. Um, I'm just trying to like keep my mind busy, keep busy, do what I'm supposed to do, and make them proud, because that's really all I can do. I listen to music every single day. When I'm feeling sad, I just hug something, like a pillow, anything. Like whatever you need to help you cope with something, please do it. If it's crying, cry. If it's eating ice cream all day, do it. If it's not wanting to get up out of bed, don't get out of bed. It's okay. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to not be okay. It is. And I learned that. It's okay to not be okay. No one's expecting you to get over something. No one's expecting you to be... No one's expecting you to be okay every day. Because I know people are not expecting me to be okay every day. Because I have my days. I have my days where I'm okay. I can get through the day. Some days I have my days where I'm just like, no. I don't even want to get up. I don't want to eat. I just want to lay in bed and watch TV. I don't want to think. I have those days too. So it's normal. So anybody going through grief, know that it's okay. Know that you'll be okay. Know that there's other people going through the same things that you're going through. And know that if you need someone, just reach out. Like, even people who subscribe to my YouTube, or people you know that just need someone to talk to, I'm always available. I will give out my number. I don't care. Like, I'm here to help others. And that's what this YouTube channel is about. Thank you for watching this video. I know it was kind of long. There'll be more videos coming. I'm probably doing another video later on today, but I need time to process, because this is a difficult topic for me to talk about. Like, I don't even talk about this with my family, so it's new. I'm trying to learn how to talk about things, because I am one of those that bottle things up and tries to get through it my own way. But I know it's easier to talk about it, so I'm here to talk. If you want to comment, comment. I will be commenting back. If you need support, I'm here. Let's just be there for each other. That's what this video is all about. Let's just be there for one another, because we all need somebody. We all need somebody. We all need help to get through things, and we all just need that one person we can go to. Because think about it. If a lot of people were there for other people and actually cared enough, and actually, you know, was like a support system for someone, there'll be less suicides. There'll be less people wanting to die. There'll be less people wanting to harm themselves. Like, you guys got to remember that some people can't control what's going on in their mind. Some people don't know how to cope with things that's going on in their head, and they just need one person to listen. And you never know what listening can do for someone. You never know what at least a smile, a hug, a shoulder to cry on can do for someone. So just be there for one another. That's what I want everyone to take away from this video. Be there. You never know what someone's going through in their day-to-day life. Just be kind, be loving, be caring. And again, I'll see you guys on my next video. And please like, share, subscribe, and just bring your family in. I just want people to hear my story, and I want to help you guys. Thank you.